Of our last game with just some really good, solid play, good reactions. He is a player for CoCa known as CoCa. There he is. Some fast spam there. And here we have our blue Terran player. Just like his opponent, trying to survive, he is
Noblesse.
MVP Noblesse.
You know, we've been seeing the Zergs do a lot of extractor tricks to get that drone out.
You know, that's something...
I'm kind of curious if that might be somehow better. I had heard that the best economic way to do it was to Overlord on 9.
Yeah, it is. Technically, that is the best way to do it.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
You're like 10 minerals behind, basically, if you do the extractor trick, something like that. But yet, on the Korean server, everybody does it. Nearly everybody does the extractor trick. It really doesn't make a big difference.
Actually, he overpulled on 9 and then extractor trick to get another drone before the Overlord popped out. So that's kind of interesting.
Huh. Well, in the end, doesn't really make a big difference.
Yeah.
It's kind of down to preference, really.
Noblesse scouting around, trying to find his opponent. He is getting up a real gas this time before his spawning pool.
Yep.
So after that, and actually went for hatchery first in the easy to take expansion. It's a little bit more protected, has less mineral patches, only 1 gas, but it's very, very easy to defend because it's behind your main, and is now going to go for speedlings to defend.
Yeah, gas before pool again. He wants to get that speed upgrade very, very quickly. The trouble with doing that is that this type of opening, if it were a smaller map, would make you more vulnerable to something like a 2-Rax. And you might wonder yourself, well, why is that? They're going to have Zergling speed. Your Zerglings are going to be able to get surround better. But you'll have to keep in mind, you're going to have drones mining gas. You're going to have to spend the drone on the gas. You're going to have less Zerglings out to defend against it. So it's actually better to not get gas right away if you're in a smaller map and worried about the 2-Rax than it is. But luckily for Noblesse, or maybe not luckily for Noblesse, luckily for CoCa, it's a big map, safe to get that speed up faster.
Yeah, and Noblesse kind of doing the same sort of thing. Got that 1 barracks up, is putting on a little bit of pressure with a couple Marines, and has gotten his command center down in the background in his own protected expansion as well.
Yep. Now, we should point out, too, that the expansions that are protected on this map have less resources than your regular expansion would. They've only got 1 gas, they've only got 6 mineral patches, so you're going to run out of resources at your natural a lot sooner. But if you look at it from like the Zerg perspective, taking that hatchery outside your base is puts you in a much more vulnerable place. SCV is going to get in here and not really get to see much of anything, actually. Turning around, trying to lead those Zerglings back to the Marines.
Oh,
giving its life. But you know what? That's okay. That's what SCVs do, Moltrap.
yeah.
They give their lives for not the Swarm, not the Horde, but for the Terran Confederacy or, whatever.
I don't know what you call them exactly. Yeah, and sometimes, by the way, going back to the expansion thing for just another moment, sometimes it is stylistic. Lately, we've been seeing people, I think, take their inside expansions more, but for a while there, people were taking the outside expansions first, because then if you can secure that, get your creep out there, then you have a free third.
It is still a big map.
It's really harder. It's a lot harder to take your third later on.
Yeah, I think we saw players like Lucira doing that. Oh, Zerglings could have ran in right there, but saw the Marines, decided better of it. Always good to keep some Zerglings right outside your opponent base and poke in, see what they have, see when they're moving out.
That is a couple more factories going down.
Oh, that Overlord, that must have been the Overlord from last game sneaking in there.
CoCa
saw everything.
Saw everything. He loves to have those sneaky, cowardly Overlords just jump in from the sides. And
Baneling nest going up right now.
It's actually a little known fact that Overlords, they don't fly, they jump. They just have really long jumps.
They're just really light. They just kind of float.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, so he knows exactly what's going on. He saw those 2 factories, and
yeah, you can expect Blue Flame Hellions, which is on the way from Noblesse right now. And this time, this is going to be more of a standard Blue Flame Hellion opening. You're going to get the Tech Lab on 1 factory.
Yeah, he's got it off of 2 bases, so it's not going to be like a crazy, weird all-in push this time.
And we noticed, too, we saw CoCa getting his lair as well, so if he can get a Spire pretty quickly, he can do a lot of harassment because there's not going to be a lot out that deals well with Mutalisks other than just a few Marines. So now it's nice response there by CoCa.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is kind of where it comes into play a little bit. We can see that these Hellions are coming out. They're going to be pretty good pretty soon. Blue Flame is going to be upgraded. And then the Zerg, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to defend. They're going to have to try and hold their ramp. I guess the ramp isn't that difficult to hold, but if he does get past that, then he's going to be able to run all over the place. It's harder to keep. You can't put spine crawlers on the low ground. So that's why it's going to be really hard for him to take a third at this point, because he doesn't really have control of the low ground right now.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. That's why he needs those Mutalisks out faster in this map, just to get that map control back, take another base or something. Zergling's going to work on the trash. If they claw it long enough, it'll fall apart.
On the trash?
Yep. It's the trash. Destructible trash.
Yep, destructible question marks.
That's right.
And it looks like we might have Noblesse going for a little bit of a push. He's moving out with those Hellions and Marines, and their stim is almost completed. He might be going for a little bit of an attack here. The Zerglings have killed off the...
Zergling's actually a bit out of position right now.
Question marks
CoCa.
on the side. They're out of position. Yeah, and I was going to say they could counterattack, but he's actually blocked it. Oh,
the Banelings!
Oh! Beautiful timing for those Banelings.
Yeah.
Doing some damage.
But he's got to be careful. Those Hellions are going to do quite well against these units with the Blue Flame upgrade. That one Spine Crawler keeping them at bay for now, but that may not last very long. Here come the Hellions. If he can micro against the Banelings, he can do pretty well.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get in. The Banelings have spread themselves out, so he can't run past that Spine Crawler, and he can't really prod up the ramp anymore because his Spine Crawler barely hits the top of the ramp.
Macro Hatch going up for CoCa as well.
Similar to last game.
Yep.
Getting a lot of Mutalisks, well, several Mutalisks, I should say.
Yeah, he's a little bit trapped in his base right now, too, so that's nothing wrong with that. Zergling's trying to pick off a couple Marines.
But
they will be shot to death.
But again, going for the Macro Hatch, just a few Mutalisks, and lots of Zerglings and Banelings. So very similar style to last game. Not going with the roaches and such from before, but going with the style that worked for him pretty well.
2 Evo chambers, so CoCa will be going for his upgrades as well. Now, here's the thing, is that CoCa, you know, again, he's going to need to make something happen with these mutas. He's going to need to get back some map control to be able to safely take a third. He's probably going to take one soon anyway, but it's going to be really dangerous. Yeah, there is a third going up actually right now for CoCa.
Yeah, so
but
he just...
going to be careful in the middle of the map. Mutalisks chasing down some Hellions. They took a little bit of damage from the Speedlings as well.
Yeah, he just needed those mutas for map control so he could then go out and take that third. Needed to wait for that to happen. And now he does have a good little flock of mutas.
Couple sitting in his base, though.
Couple sitting in his base. And, oh, we might lose some in the main.
Oh.
And, nope, he's going to be able to go around the side there. Hopefully he doesn't choose to harass anymore. Only 5, he's not going to be able to do any damage.
There is a Thor right there. Thor and a turret.
And
wow, Muta's taking a lot of damage. Oh, losing a Muta there. Ouch. Marines giving some lovely party. Gives it another Muta. Taken down. All of the Hellions did get in the base. Getting chased around right now. Getting cleaned up by the Zerglings, though.
Nope, doesn't target the drones. Just takes out some Zerglings. And again, just mass Mutaling. He's getting Baneling speed. He's getting Zerglings. He's getting upgrades for the Zerglings as well.
That tank is stuck. It's not going to be going anywhere. The Marines can push all they want. That tank is not going to fit.
You'll have to wait for the add-on and then lift the...
Yep,
oh, he cancels the add-on, actually.
Wow.
Kind of interesting.
All right. And I really, really like what Noblesse is doing, too. A lot of players will go kind of this mech style, move out with everything, and that really allows the mutas to come in and do a lot of damage. You always want to leave usually about 1 Thor in your main, maybe 1 in your natural if you're feeling a little bit unsafe.
Uh-oh.
A little bit of damage to those tanks there.
We have Banelings with speed, and we have Burrow being researched, Doa.
Oh, I love the burrowed Banelings mole trap. It's so much fun.
The
suspense is so exciting.
We might see some Baneling landmines.
Yes.
Now, even though he is upgrading his Zergling attack and Carapace, he's a little bit behind on those upgrades.
Yeah.
So it won't really be an advantage, but it also won't be a disadvantage, basically.
Noblesse spending a lot on turrets actually right now, which can work okay, but then again, that's money that could be spent on something else. Looks like he's going to secure his third.
He did see some mutas earlier, and CoCa has been known to do drops.
Yep.
It might be handy to have some turrets around. They're just handy in general in case of burrowed roaches or whatever random things might be thrown at you.
You know, you could call CoCa's Banelings.
What?
Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs. No.
Cocoa.
All right.
The volatile acid.
Did you ever eat Cocoa Puffs?
Not very much, no.
It's like a chocolate cereal. Somebody out there's got to know.
Yeah, no, I think I probably ate him once, but I actually had some, well, what I can only call Cocoa Chex.
If you did not have Cocoa Puffs, you
Korean,
had a sad childhood.
Some chocolate Korean cereal that I couldn't actually read the name of the other day.
Yeah.
Very good.
And there are indeed some burrowed banelings on the map.
Ooh.
This could get very entertaining for us very soon, Mole Trap.
Yeah, now this is interesting. He's only got a couple medevacs. They've got decent energy.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be able to have those Marines survive in the long term.
Oh, boy, here we go.
He's going to try and...
Now a smart Zerg player will bait the Marines with the
Oh, this stim! And he needs to...
getting nothing, really. Only a couple Marines.
4 or 5 Marines damaging the others with the...
Oh, is Moon burrowing those banelings for him or something?
Yeah.
Man.
Moon's like, go now! Okay, Moon. You took second at IEM, even though you out of GSL.
All right, so that didn't work out too well, but there's still some more burrowed banelings, and the nice thing is it's going to put the fear of burrowed banelings in Noblesse's heart.
Yep.
Scanning to take those out. He's going to have to use a lot of scans right now.
Yep. Well, it's actually only one scan away from the main.
Oh! Great flank. CoCa.
Whoa!
Here comes some more links. Thor is going to go down. One
that
Thor
was
being picked
huge.
up. More units coming in.
His entire army being obliterated. He's trying to fall back, but it's only an orbital, so he doesn't even have a planetary to use here. Only a single siege tank. Noblesse, Slayer of Tassadar in the previous round, might get taken out right now. Banelings running in. Zerglings killing his supply line. He has no answer to this at all, and the Zerglings are still alive in his base, taking out his dudes.
And here's all in. His dudes are in trouble now because the mining has pretty much ended.
Oh no. Zergling's doing so much damage. Noblesse trying to hold out. He's sending his SCVs in there. There's no more banelings. Trying to save that tank, but the tank pops out of the wrong side.
Dancing in front of the SCVs.
Oh no!
It's not Thriller, but it's gonna do.
Oh man, and just streaming constant Zerglings and banelings in. And if this doesn't kill him off, there is a greater Spire about to finish morphing right now to seal the deal. Oh my goodness, Noblesse looks like he's going to be going out. We're going to have another Zerg in the up and down matches in the round of 8 of Code A very soon here. The army count 122.
Burrowing the Zerglings, I love it, but you know what? There's turrets there, but for some reason it works.
123 to 48 supply, 50 supply. He's got almost triple the supply of Noblesse right now. He's got a 4th base up.
And more banelings coming in right now for CoCa. He's got a lot of bases.
CoCa's looking pretty unstoppable right now.
Yep, that's right. That is some bitter dark chocolate for our Terran player to have to swallow. I think there's still some Zerglings burrowed as natural.
He's trying to do some drops.
That drop's not going to work.
But now that there's mutas on the map, not going to happen. Yeah, and there is a couple Zerglings burrowed in his mineral line. You're right.
Oh, scan going down, just proving to him that he will be dying soon.
Yes.
All right, it's going to be very, very difficult for Noblesse to hold this off. He's going to have some great micro, some great tank positioning. Not a lot of mutas out right now. The army actually isn't terribly big.
If only that was a planetary.
Yep.
Would have been a lot better for him, although couldn't bet on that. Losing that battle. Here he comes in. This is probably going to be the end for him.
Not sieged up.
Banelings going in. GG! Noblesse going down. CoCa advancing to the round of 8, and another Xenex player, a Xenex player rather, is moving on. He is thrilled, drinking some Coca-Cola.
That's right. Zerglings dancing for joy.
Zerglings dancing for joy.
Next CoCa looks pretty happy. He's going to the up and down matches.
Very nicely played by CoCa, I gotta say.
And Noblesse.
Only losing the game where he kind of messed up his roach bombing. Once he went back to some massed Zergling Baneling instead, was able to just own Noblesse at every turn. I like how he only went for a few mutas. Mm-hmm. You know, Zerg players, the standard is kind of to go for mass mutas, trying to get as big a muta ball as possible. But lately, we've been seeing a little bit more of people cutting back on the mutas in order to have the gas for mass banelings instead. Yeah. And it is working well against Terrans, as we've seen today. Absolutely. Well, I mean, when you get in that situation, you can go mass mutas, or you can go, like we saw, mass banelings and speedlings. It's the players that do kind of half and half that don't do quite as well against those Terran pushes. Yeah. But
Looks like CoCa knows which way he wants to go. The most entertaining way, mass banelings.
That's right.
That's right.
And he wants to go up in the up and down matches, hopefully,
and he is.
which he has a spot secured. Now, of course, even though that is the end of the round of 16 and we have all the players that are going to be in the up and down matches, Code A is, of course, just getting started because
We're
at
just heating
this
up right
point,
now.
there's still the prize money. I think every round of that you get up, the prize money basically doubles. Starts at like 180 US dollars or something like that. And if you actually get to and win Code A, if you get to the finals and win Code A, you actually win about $1,800. Nothing, I think is what it is.
$1,500.
$1,500, same thing.
Still a good amount of money.
And you get to pick who is in your group.
That's right.
For the up and down matches. So you can say, oh man, Rainbow hasn't been looking too good lately. Sorry, not to pick on Rainbow, but he's just, an example. I'm going to pick him for my group. Gives you a lot better chance. Maybe you suck against Terran, and you're really good against Zerg. You can put 2 Zergs in your group. So it's really, really good to win Code A. It gives you a lot more privilege. And, of course, second place picks their group as well, but they pick afterwards, so they have to get only the third and fourth worst players.
You can just say, I want to play against MC.
Or you can say, I've got a grudge against MC and Marine King Prime, and I'm going to play both of them. Maybe if you're MVP and you don't want to play him in a best of, you want to get him out of the way.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Try to knock MVP or knock MC down into Code A. Yeah. Hey, stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened.
Yep. Strange but wonderful, Mole Trap.
Indeed.
Definitely true. So, let's take a look at our match results from today. As if we could forget, it's MVP Violet, 2-0 Slayers Yu-Gi-Oh! And then another MVP, but this one plays for Incredible Miracle, 2-1 against Min in a pretty close series, actually, I feel. Min played very well. Then we had Hoso Bonbon going down 1-2 to MVP Kane. And in our final match, the next CoCa, 2-1 against MVP Noblesse.
Oh, man. If CoCa had lost, Noblesse would have won. MVP would have swept the day. But anyway, Code S is tomorrow, though, so make sure you come back tomorrow for the round of 16, the second half of that for Code S. Clyde versus Killer.
Oh, boy.
2 teammates of highest caliber play are going to be duking it out in a TVP. Virus, a new player from Code A last season, going to be playing the Star Inca in another TVP. The best Zerg versus Zerg player on the planet, except maybe Damaga.
I'm so excited about this one.
Going to be playing Fruit Dealer, 2 champions of Season 1 and 2, and then last but not least, any pro going to be going up against July Zerg.
That's right.
In the best of, is that? I think it's still best of 3. Best of 3.
Best of 3, and we're going to take a look at our Code A round of 8. It's going to be MMA versus Bomber, a TVT for the ages. Another TVT, Slayers for Young versus TSL Alive. Then we move down to Violet versus MVP. That should be a really good one, actually. And then Keen versus CoCa to finish it off. Who's going to go to the semifinals? We're going to find out on Monday. Don't miss that.
Yeah, those are going to be some awesome matches.
Yeah.
Didn't I say at the beginning of the season that this season was going to be sweet? That was stacked with fantastic players. And here we have the fantastic players beating the merely fantastic players, getting into the round of 8. And that is going to be awesome next week.
Thanks to Intel and LG and G-Skill as well. Again, thanks a lot to you at home for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Time to get a little bit of sleep because you probably work in like 3 hours, I'm guessing. That's how it was always for me. I'd stay up for GSL and then I'd get
but remember,
up at 9.
tomorrow, Code S is at 2 p.m.
Yep.
So if you're on the west coast of the United States, that's 10 p.m. right there. So make sure you show up for that. And tune in next week for more Code A action, more Code S here at the GSL. Thank you very much for watching.